The main dependence of the transport line was the Dyak canoes, and the most difficult part of the canoe trip was this 75-mile stretch in the gorge of the Mamberamo, where the water is very swift and very rough. Coming downstream, the trip is very fast, but going upstream, it is very difficult, back-breaking work, slow and tedious. The canoe transport is shown here arriving at base camp after a trip downstream through the rapids. One of the many skills of the Dyaks is that of handling canoes. There are probably no more expert canoemen living anywhere in the world, and extreme skill of this sort is necessary for this particular trip, and was the reason, in fact, why Dyaks were selected for this expedition. On previous attempts to go up through the Mamberamo Gorge, the Dutch attempted to use Malays, who were canoemen of a sort, but not accustomed to the rough water that the Dyaks know so well from their own mountains in the interior of Borneo. The Malays proved completely inadequate for handling canoes in this type of water, and that was one of the main reasons for the failure of earlier Dutch expeditions to go into the interior. One of the bad stretches in the gorge of the Mamberamo is a place called the Edie Falls, where the river is obstructed by rocks almost from bank to bank. The important positions in a Dyak crew are the bowman and the man in the stern, who are the key men in the split-second timing that's necessary in negotiating the rapids and in skirting the whirlpools which occur at frequent intervals throughout the gorge. In some places where the rocks stretched all the way across the river, it was necessary to drag the canoes through narrow openings in the rocks closer to the shore where the water was not so rough. One of the Dyak camps by the side of the river. In going upstream, the canoes were typically poled close to the water's edge rather than paddled, and in going downstream, the paddles were used and the canoes kept in the center of the river for the most part. Some of this was back-breaking work, with the heavily loaded canoes having to be almost physically carried over the rocks in certain places.